The diagram shows a solid pyramid A, B, C, D, E with a horizontal base. The base BCDE of the pyramid is a square of side 10 centimeters. The vertex A of the pyramid is vertically above the center O of the base, so that AB is equal to AC, which is equal to AD, which is equal to AE. The total, which is in bold, by the way, surface area of the pyramid is 360 centimeters squared. Work out the size of the angle between AC and the base BCDE. Give your answer correct as three significant figures. For those of us that did the test, what did you guys get? I can't remember what you guys got when I looked at the form, but let me know what you guys got if you have your answers and stuff. Okay. What topic is this though? At least. What topic would we say this is? Remember, we did it a couple of weeks ago. What we did we do it? Not that one. 3D trigonometry did it a month ago. Yeah, do you remember, guys? These type of questions, 3D trigonometry, where you've got like a 3D object that asks you about the angle, right? What you want to do is just literally create triangles. Do you remember from when we did this? Okay, your job is just construct triangles upon triangles and triangles and triangles. So, with this one here. Let's mark in everything they've said. They've told us to work out the size of the angle between AC and the base BCDE. So the size of the angle between AC, so A to C is this line here. This is A to C right here. And the base BCDE. So that's the square at the bottom. Where would the angle be? Remember what I always say, we've got A to C, we need to draw a right angle triangle. This line, A to C, whatever line we're going to draw to create the triangle has to be vertically below it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this there, and then it would have to just be across the room like that. Does that make sense? Because of the fact, right? Hold on. Let me just make sure it goes straight like that. Just make sure it's straight. Perfect. Because of the fact, once I get to the point A, right? A is vertically above O, right? Which they've said to us. So I know that I'm interested in this angle right here. Remember what I said before? Think of a zip liner, right? I'll do it on this one. I'll do it on this one here. Imagine we've got this line here, like that. We just draw that there. I'm going to draw this angle. I want this angle here. We'll call it X. Imagine there's a zip liner here. Can you see that person would be like this? And they would be vertically above O when they get to the top. So I'm interested in that angle. This is a right angle here, isn't it? Does that make sense, guys? I want everyone to tell me yes or no. We're about these little stick people. Yeah, we happy with that? Yeah? No? How are we feeling? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna draw out that triangle. This is the triangle in question. It's triangle. Let me do it a bit neater or a bit longer. So I'll do like that and then like that and then like that. I think that's best. And then that there, this is A, this is O, and then that's C. That's an X over there. That's an X over there. That's a right angle like that. And I'm interested in this angle X here, right? So my job is to figure out as much as possible of this right angle triangle. Remember, 3D trigonometry is just SOHCAHTOA essentially. So if I can figure out what two sides are, then I'm done. So how do I go about doing that? Well, firstly, let's look at the information given to us, right? They've told us that the base BCDE of the pyramid is a square, right? Because the base is a square, then we know that squares have the same sides, don't they? So that's going to be 10 centimeters. So is that one. And so is that one. Right? I'll do it. I'll put it here. Right? Does that help us in any way at all? Let's see. Okay. So how does that help us? Well, uh, if I was to extend this line over there, then I have that triangle EBC. Let me draw a bird's eye view. This triangle here, EBC, like that. And then that is going to be E, that's going to be B, and that's going to be C. And by the way, this is O, isn't it? Right here. But what I can do is figure out, because that's a square, this is a right angle, obviously. That's 10. That's 10. We could use Pythagoras' theorem to work out what the entire length of E to C is, right? So remember, Pythagoras is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. So I'm going to just say that's c for now. And then that's going to be c squared is going to equal those two, 10 squared plus 10 squared, right? A and b is going to be those two sides, obviously. So c is going to equal the square root of that, 10 squared plus 10 squared, which is going to be the square root of 10 squared plus 10 squared is 100 plus 100, which is 200. C is the square root of 200. Without a calculator, we can use our third laws to simplify that. Although it is a calculator question, root 2, root 100, remember, because of the rule. Let me write the rule here. The rule is if you've got root A times B, it's equal to root A, root B. So therefore, the square root of 200 is the same as 2 times 100, which is root 2, root 100. And the square root of 100 is 10. So this is actually root 2 times by 10, which is 10 root 2. So that entire length here is actually 10 root 2. Is everybody happy with that? Right, 10 root 2 here. E to C, E to C is equal to 10 root 2. Is everybody happy with that? Let me put this in. Move this down a bit. Yeah, is everybody happy with that? What if you guys say yes or no? Yeah, okay. Good stuff. So E to C is 10 root 2, but remember, the triangle in question, we want O to C. If E to C is 10 root 2, what's O to C equal to, guys? Remember, what did they say about the point O? Let's read it again. The vertex of the pyramid is vertically above the center O of the base, right? So that's the center, which means that O is in the middle. So therefore, what's O to C, guys? What's half of 10 root 2? Divide by 2. Think of the root 2 as an x. Just half it. 10x half this 5x is 5 root 2. Does that make sense, guys? So I can put a 5 root 2 over there. Is everybody happy with that so far? Yeah? Good stuff. Brilliant. So now, what are we trying to calculate? Remember, we're trying to find out what the angle X is. So we need another side of this right angle triangle. How do we do that? Well, firstly, let's use the information given to us. They've told us that the total surface area of the pyramid is 360 centimeters squared. Now, they don't give you bits of information, especially with an area for no reason. We have to use that somehow. So where's my last triangle? And let's see how we can use that. Well, what can I say here? Well, the total surface area of this pyramid. Well, how many sides does this pyramid have, guys? It has five, isn't it? Right? It has one face at the bottom, right? So square, now right at the bottom. And then we've got these four triangles, one, two, three, and four. So I'm gonna write the total surface area is equal to the square plus the four triangles. And to be honest, I'll just get rid of that bottom, to be honest. Now that. Is everybody happy with that? Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. Brilliant. So, with that being said, well, what is the area of the square? Well, the square, remember, has dimensions 10 and 10, isn't it? So the square, or area of square, that is very, very easy, right? That's a rectangle, to be honest, but it's a sketch, isn't it? What I'll do, let me just bring this in. Okay, that looks more like a square now, doesn't it? So now we can say that this is just going to be 10 and 10. The area is just going to be 10 times 10, which is 100, right? The area of the square is 100 centimeters squared. Yeah? So now we need to work out the area of the four triangles. Now, remember what we're trying to do, by the way? We are trying to calculate that side, that angle. You see? Yeah. So we're trying to calculate that angle X. So our objective is to figure out another length of this triangle, right? How does doing this help us? Well, let's just see what happens. If I look at this triangle here, which by the way is going to be the same, isn't it, right? Then how do I find the area of this triangle? So let's just do this one here, ADC. If I was to draw that out, now I'm going to draw it out like that. Like that. Does that work? Yep. So this is A, this is C, and that's D. Do you guys agree the area of this triangle would be, well, it would be this height here, the vertical height, and the base times together divided by 2. So the area, let me write height here, let's write base. Area of a triangle is going to be base times height divided by 2. Okay? Now, with our triangle, what do we have? Well, we don't know what that vertical height is, which would be basically this diagonal, isn't it? If you think about it, okay? We don't know what that is. However, we do know what this is. Because it's one of the lengths of the square, this is 10 centimeters, right? So what I can do is find an expression for the uh, area in terms of h, which will allow me to calculate what h is. And then once I can calculate what h is, that would allow me to calculate one of the other lengths. This is a long question, by the way, but we're nearly there. So what I'm going to say then is that, well, based on that, we know that the base is 10. We can select the area is going to be 10, the base, times by height divided by 2. That is going to be 10h divided by 2, which is 5h. Now, that is for one triangle. We can say that one triangle has an area of 5h. Do you guys agree? I want everyone to tell me yes or no. That one triangle has an algebraic area of 5h. Does that make sense? Yeah? So, what is the area of the four triangles, guys? If one is 5h, what's the area of four of them? Exactly. Fantastic, Amari. We just times by 4. 5h times by 4 is 20h. So the four triangles have a combined surface area of 20h, which means that we can put 20h here. And then now remember, they told us that the total surface area is 360. So we have that. So we get this equation here. Is everybody happy with this? Is super, super important. I want everyone to tell me yes or no from here. Yeah, good stuff. So then now what I can say then is that I can figure out what h is. So therefore, if I move 100 over, I'd have 20h is equal to 260. And that means that h is going to equal 260 divided by 20. The zeros cancel. 26 divided by 2 is 13. So the height is 13 centimeters. How is that helpful? Right? We've done a lot of work to figure out that this diagonal height is 13, right? How is that helpful though? Well, remember what we're trying to do. We are trying to calculate another length of this triangle. That is the objective, right? So remember what I'm going to do. Let me highlight in green. This is green here. Now remember, these are all the same. This is that one that we're trying to calculate. Oh, sorry, that's AC, sorry. I mean, it's the same thing, but this is AC, right? It's the same as AD, which is the same as this one, like that, and it's the same as that one. These are all the same length, aren't they? Yeah? How is that helpful? Remember, this length here from hair to hair, we've just figured out that's 13, right? Now remember, this is going to be perpendicular to this base here because this is the height, isn't it? That's how we got the area, right? This is a right angle. If I call this point M, for example, then I've got this triangle. I'm going to draw another triangle now. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to call this triangle, and you know what? It doesn't actually matter. I'm going to use the triangle because it looks, for me, it just looks neater and nicer. I'm going to draw the triangle AMD. The triangles are the same anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. Yeah? So forget that triangle like that. This here is A, that is M, and that is D. Yeah? We figured out that this height A to M, remember, is where is it? This H here. This is 13, isn't it? This right here is 13. So this is 13 over here. So that means this is 13. This is 13 here. And obviously M to D is halfway. The whole thing is 10. M to D is 5. Is everybody happy with that? Just before I continue, does that make sense? Yeah. So now, what are we doing? Remember, we're trying to figure out this side in green, right? Which is going to be the same as a to d, isn't it? So what I can do now is find, I could use Pythagoras to figure out what this side is. Remember, this is going to be c, like that. This is going to be, we can call this a, we can call this b. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. That means that 13 squared plus 5 squared is equal to c squared. That's 169. That's 25. What is that? 169 plus 20 is 189. Add 5, that's 194, isn't it? So c squared is 194, which means that the square root of 194 is c. So what we've done now, based on the fact that they've told us the area of this, the total surface of this pyramid, is we've now figured out the lengths in green. They are all the square root of 194. That is 194. That one is there. That one is there, and so on and so forth, right? How is that helpful? Because this is the missing piece of the puzzle. We now know what this is now. So now, this is a long question, by the way. Oh my days. Hopefully you guys are following and stuff. But yeah, we are now in a position to answer the question, to figure out what that angle is, because we've got a right angle triangle. We have two sides. What are we going to use to figure out that angle, guys? That is a hard question. Oh my days. Put this here. Well, remember, when we have a right angle triangle, we're trying to find an angle, we can use SOHCAHTOA. So remember, SOHCAHTOA. Well, we know, remember, labeling it, the side opposite the angle is always the opposite side. This is going to be the hypotenuse because it's opposite the right angle. This is the adjacent. So which acronym are we going to use, guys, in SOHCAHTOA based on what we have? Well, we've got the hypotenuse, which is the square root of 194. So it's going to be h at least. So it can't be TOA because there's no h there. We also have the adjacent, which is 5 root 2. Has to be a, has to be ka. Yeah? So therefore, we can say that ka is our winner. So therefore, it's going to be cosine of the angle. This is the general formula now, is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. The angle is x, what we're trying to calculate. The adjacent is 5 root 2. The hypotenuse is the square root of 194. To get x, we just do the cos inverse of that. 5 root 2 over square root of 194. So x is literally going to be whatever this is equal to. So put that into the calculator, we can finally say that the cos inverse, or x, the angle, is going to be 5 root 2 divided by the square root of 194. And because this is so long, I don't even need to add that second bracket. Click equals. We get that there. What degree of accuracy do they want it to? Three significant figures. So therefore, the final answer is going to be 59 point, round that to 5, isn't it? 59.5 degrees, and I'll write to 3SF. And that is our final answer.